professional player. TC is a coach with 11 years of experience. So this is one of the things that you should put his money on to put his players in the right track.
Leaning very heavily towards fnatic. Let's find out if you're right, boys. We are about to jump into game.
Thank you very much, Sam. And the ball's on the desk. We get into this one. fnatic versus Passion UA, a battle for survival here in Budapest. fnatic favored by the desk, and I think many, Jason, coming into this game, but we'll see how it goes down. Let's start the battle with our betting partner and get into the action. Is fnatic on the CT side, Passion UA on the T side.
Yeah, let's see what Passion's got. It's been a very rough major for them so far. Haven't been able to show off any of the things that they're capable of. Okay, Crims. One of the stronger performers for fnatic thus far in the major here in Budapest. He's going to get some information and back off halfway down towards Divider. And Passion's keeping up the pace. And it doesn't look like they're motivated to slow down whatsoever, so the train keeps on rolling.
Well, they just keep coming through long. That smoke up towards the dice box, going to allow him to cross in safely. Krim still trying to fight back from bathrooms and hasn't been able to connect anything as Holzerk moves on down. It's a great kill from Holzerk, followed up by Grim, and Passion UA into a strong position in this pistol round.
Oh, that's about the least expected thing fnatic had. You know, don't often see the pistol round in that fashion, just ignoring everything in bathrooms, pushing towards the deep CT spawn area, deep towards the stairs. They've got control, and BlameF can't get excess back.
Yeah, JT still trying to fight out with BlameF, eventually getting that kill going his way. And Passion UA winning every essential fight. fnatic with a single kill on Kvem. It will be Passion UA taking this pistol round to kick off Overpass.
It's been hard to kind of judge what Passion UA is actually going to be able to bring out in this game and in this stage and in their comeback so far. I mean, it's just been a quiet performance individually. They're one of those teams where you almost can't judge them as a squad quite yet because individually nobody has shown up. Grim, Kvem, Holzerk, I mean, Nyx is their top-rated player at the moment. The desk was just mentioning it. The heavy hitters for this team haven't shown up yet in this major, so how can we actually possibly judge what they're truly capable of, what their peak can be? And they're going to try and reinvigorate some of their stars here for this match against fnatic just to stay alive.
Yeah, you can hear the panic of the desk almost about the fact that Nyx is the highest rated player. Passion UA struggling to get their bigger players online. Well, this is the last chance to do it. At least it's a best of 3. Let's see what fnatic will do with a force buy. Here we've got a mixture of Deagles, 5.7s, and an MP9. fnatic obviously had their fair share of criticism coming into this major, making the move for Chikazmo over Cypher, and would love some results to back up that decision at this event.
Well, they're getting some of it, at least individually, out of Crims, right? He was one of the guys who was highlighted the selection to keep him around instead of Cypher, and you look at it, and he's the most experienced player. This is going to be his 18th major. He's their top performer as well at the moment, so all that experience is actually paying off. 2-time major champion in Crims, and he's delivering for fnatic so far. So at least you have that going for you where the pressure isn't on this guy who's kind of been questioned of whether he's still got it at this level. And performing here in Budapest. 18 majors total for the fnatic organization. This is just the second major that Passion has featured in.
We've got Nyx and Holzerk, a little bit of team kill action going on as Holzerk drops his teammate Kvem and JT. Stepping up here for Passion UA in this force buy, not going to work out for fnatic. So it'll be a nice, comfortable 3-0 lead for Passion UA as they successfully take over that B-bomb site. We'll have a full eco up against them in the next.
Well, 2-0. Let's not get too far ahead. Let's put some faith in these USPs.
No, I'm good. I have to have some faith in Passion UA for this next round, Jason.
You know, I think one of the things you could talk about with Passion as things are going to settle, and as you mentioned, a really advantaged round for Passion coming up next. But I think one of the things you got to look at and say they've been knocked so off kilter of how they wanted to start this major and the kind of the idea they came into this major with, the idea that they've kind of gone away from Train, which is a map they've been happy to pick in their last few months and a bunch of their last few series play, back at Draculan, picking that, letting it go through as the third map in series, going away from it here after that 3-13 stomping by 3D Max. I think you're seeing a severe lack of confidence, and a confidence that's been ripped away from Passion with an extended period now where they feel like the results haven't quite been there. So that's something that they're playing against, and that's part of the reason why I sort of like that aggressive pistol round opening, is just get them into it. Start of the day, first round, rush in, don't have to use the brain quite yet. Everyone wake up and warm up into this game, and then you can start descending into the strategy.
Because you'll come into this event preparing for the major, and you'll have a few maps that you're very confident in that maybe have gone well in practice, and that's your idea going into the major. And then when reality sets in and how that official went, you're like, oh, well, let's immediately go to plan B on the possible last game that we've got here with the major itself.
What's that Mike Tyson quote? Everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the face, and
exactly.
That's how Passion started their stage 2 of the major, by getting punched in the face. So they've moved on to plan B. which is an overpass selection. And at the moment with a good lead, Fear taken down. There's the weapon out of his hands. And now just the pistols.
Maybe a little bit more than I was anticipating for Fnatic here in this round, but Mike 7 not getting the job done. Nyx doesn't want to get involved in that fight as well, so he starts to back away. We'll keep the range, and we've got Crims inside of bathrooms. Great shot on the Deagle. Is there anything else here for Crims?
There you go, Crims. Get a couple more into it. Nice slide from Grim. Assertive in taking control of bathroom. Blame F going to go for the flank. JT watching for it. Heads up from the IGL. And this 3-0 does look secured now.
There we go. Never in doubt, Jason.
Never in
doubt.
We could have just skipped it altogether.
Yeah, Passion UA got to go take 3 in a row. We've got Fnatic getting on to weapons in the next round. Interesting team, this Fnatic squad. Obviously, Fear, Chasmo, and Jambo breakout was in the Shanghai Major.
I mean, it's funny enough, you mentioned that. I mean, the last time these two cores played each other, Fear, Jambo, and Chasmo were in Passion.
Oh, no way.
Against the Complexity core at the Shanghai Major, which featured JT, Hulzerk, and Grim. So now they've kind of switched things up and then going head-to-head yet again. And for what it's worth, Passion at the time, the Fear, Chasmo, and Jambo core beat Complexity in that matchup 13-9. So that was a year ago at the Shanghai Major. Couple new looks surrounding those cores as they do battle here in Budapest in an elimination series.
Got Jambo out of the party. Spraying down is going to be Kavem gone. Great kill from Jambo. Avanti starting with Fnatic, but Jambo has to stick around at party. There's no way to fall back, so he gets aggressive. He plays to the side of the smoke here. And Hulzerk is aware of that possibility. He's asking for some help, some utility from his teammates. Trying to reveal Jambo behind that smoke, but Jambo's doing a great job of staying alive here. And he's causing so much pressure and focus to be put towards him, and he can still get away with a kill.
Oh, he could actually push forward and actually ruin this entire round. Jambo has just played this to perfection. They've got no idea. They think he evacuated out of long, but he's actually stepped forward into playground, so he's going to have a fast flank and a ton of information for his team that the B bomb site is about to be attacked. Crims is going to start arriving as well.
There's the peek up. Nyx going to be clearing out the back of the barrels. It's Crims to respawn. Nyx gone 3v4. As Passion UA still trying to get in towards this B bomb site. That plant is being secured, so it will come down to a retake for Fnatic. A decent amount of utility on a couple of players here, but Fear, it's all about bullets for him. Hulzerk gone, JT on 22 health.
And they have no one to watch the flank now that Hulzerk goes down, and this round will just fizzle out as a Fnatic victory.
Yeah, well, JT just winning the pillar. How much damage can he do? How many players can he bring down with him? And just the one as that Jambo flank comes in. It'll be Fnatic, as soon as the rifles come out, getting onto the board.
Yeah, really good job from Fnatic. A really nice job from Fear, just maintaining position behind the bomb site in the water. Staying alive, taking down Hulzerk, who's meant to clear it out. If that position is overtaken by Passion, then they might be able to win that post plan. But this round all started and was set up for success by Jambo. That mid-presence, the mid-kill, the survival, it took a lot of options away from Passion, and they got lured into this B bomb site hit.
Nice, guys. Well fucking done.
So 3-1 in the favor of Passion still, but Fnatic gets started as soon as the guns come out. No ops in play quite yet.
Oh, that grenade is beefy towards Fear. Down to 53 HP.
Little bit of a mistake there, though. They just double smoked monsters, so that's a resource they won't have. And you'd imagine that that's going to be called out by Nyx, who's that monster player for Passion on the T side, and he's going to be saying they screwed up. They burned an extra smoke for no reason, so let's everyone line up towards this B bomb site because they're going to have one less piece of utility that we can take advantage of. They're going to have access into the B bomb site 17 seconds earlier than they normally would have.
Here comes the charge. Chasmo back to the barrels, blinded and taken down by Kavem. It looked like he was guaranteed at least one there to Chasmo. But unfortunately not on the board just yet. Kavem continues to move forward here for Passion UA, carving out space into the site, plant being secured. Fnatic want to win this one. It's a 3v4 retake required. Look how far away the remaining forces are.
Yeah, Jambo and Blame F just called it off as well. So Crims backs away as well, and Passion are able to crack into the bomb site and get a 4th round. Now a 3-round lead overall, and that's just off the mistake of the double smoke. I like the initiative. I like the call, the assertiveness from JT. Gets that information passed over from his teammate and just makes this simple call based off a huge advantage. A lovely strike, and Kvem provides the 2 opening kills. The Major rookie having impact here early on in the opening map. The only Major rookie inside the server between these two teams, Kvem. Nice kills in garbage time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of weapons ripped away, and JT delivers.
Yeah, some extra damage picked up there, and fnatic. It's always a tough feeling when you call off the retake so early, you go for the save, and then you lose 2 of the 3 players you were trying to save with anyway at the last second.
Yeah, that's the advantage of calling the save early, is you get it set up and prevent that from happening, but not this time. Nice route from Kvem, maintaining the aggression the whole way through, trading kills. Gave an interview earlier, Kvem, mentioned he's not really all that nervous. He's like, yeah, this is my first major, but I mean, if I was 15 or 16, I'd be nervous, but he's a little bit older in his first major, and he's saying feels like he belongs here, like he's supposed to be here. So trying to do his best to make the best of the opportunity. First time out used by fnatic to talk things over. They're going to scrape together a buy with what they can. A partial investment, so they leave money for the future.
Short for me. I will try to sneak after molly close.
Deagles, mag 7, 1M4 again here for BlameF. It's not looking too pretty here for the fnatic. It'll be frustrating that they get their first round on the board and immediately follow up with a loss, having to go back down to weaker weapons. Again, a great opportunity here for Passion UA to get off to a very strong start on the T side of Overpass. We're looking at 5-1, the most likely outcome of the next minute 55 seconds here.
Oh, double nade. Decent chip damage, not as much as they would have liked from the 2 pieces of utility. And JT's going to lead the way for control of short. Mag 7 is here, but not at the kill range. Yeah. Takes JT down very low.
Very close to the kill range, though. I mean, bringing him down to 9 HP. It'll be frustrating for Fear. He couldn't have got that kill. JT going to be happy he's still standing. But Crims and Jambo starting to make their way through water, looking to claim some information at least, realizing that Passion UA are long gone. They've fallen back.
Yeah, Nyx is going to stay here for Passion as well, just making sure that nobody follows up with any aggression, with any kind of a push. Keeping intelligence on the other side of the map. BlameF with the M4 playing centralized on the map over by Blue Door at the bottom of the stairs. And Passion's bypassing all of this. Taking control of front bathroom, starting to work out towards long. Defense is shifting to try and figure out what's happening on the map, but they're going to be playing blind with a lack of information for some time.
.30 on the clock. Chikasmo letting in behind the truck. He's got Jambo out towards bathrooms with him. This could be effective, but Chikasmo has to deliver something, and he just can't get a kill here. Grim dropping him on the defense, and Jambo then getting spotted. They can all focus on the fights towards bathrooms. Another good shot here from Crims. Jambo's got one on the Deagle, and all of a sudden, the huge advantage to Passion UA has fallen to an equal number. So 3-3, Plant's still not secured, and just enough time to get it down here at the back of the truck. So Passion UA, now it comes down to this post plant. They're still going up against weaker weapons. They've still got the advantage to close it, but that grenade goes in and finishes off Grim. So now there's a chance for fnatic to get back into this yet again, but that door is shut in their face by Holzerk and Nyx.
Admirable attempt from fnatic fighting back into that. All the Deagles creating production and opening up the chance for BlameF's M4 to then have further impact and seal the round, but he's not able to get it done rotating over. Good nade towards the back of the bomb site, but that rifle could never have any of the kills that it needed. You gotta say, lovely utility as well from JT. Far back and long, the Molotov towards the truck to activate them into the bomb site. Smoke for Bank to protect them. Makes it easy despite the difficulty provided from the 2 Deagle shots. Back to the guns we go, and now Jambo's got the AWP in the field. I don't know if BlameF spotted that on the jiggle, but he's sticking around at long in that corner, so he's not backing away. He's looking for a fight.
Yeah, and that fight surely coming to him soon. He hears all the steps heading into his bathrooms. And then BlameF's going to go up for a peek and go down to Holzerk. So at range, it's a quick shot from Holzerk, punishing the peak of BlameF.
Yeah, for a team that came into this and it looked like they were all struggling to kill and frag and find headshots. None of those problems thus far for Passion. Holzerk 6-1. JT 9-2 leading the way for this T side. And another 5-on-4 found. Can't find the equalizer with the AWP, and he goes down as well. Grim and Kvem crack into the A bomb site. And once again, Fnatic's defense just has to back away and save.
Yeah, no other option. They're just getting wrecked right now by Passion Away. Every single little peek from Fnatic to go and try and gather info early in the rounds. Crucial fights being missed out on by the AWPer here in Jambo. Yeah, it's a very tough start here for Fnatic, and it's getting to be quite the hole they find themselves in as Passion Away building up a beautiful T side.
Ooh, not able to take out any of the saving players, but that's information. If Passion want to hunt, they've got some cash to take these weapons away and risk their own, but might not consider it worthwhile at the end of the day. This is a nice lead for Passion, and T-side Overpass, you're sitting pretty already right now. You're so pleased with where you're at that everything from here is a bonus. Fear dropping utility just to protect himself.
And these rounds haven't felt close. If you lose these two rifles, Passion Away's chances of building on 6 rounds already are hugely increased, and Chikasma holding on will be taken down. Absolutely no mercy from Passion Away.
Yeah, you have to like that attitude. You have to enjoy watching it. Just ruthless from Passion, making sure that Fnatic have nothing going into the next round. Oh, this is brutal. Lovely shot to open things up from Hulzer. Great headshot from Grim as well. And the slow start, Jambo hasn't been able to find any rhythm. The first time he gets the AWP out and not able to have impact with it whatsoever.
It just feels like this T side is not going to be stopped at the moment. Fnatic have got to have a massive change-up. Passion Away looking very confident, very sharp individually speaking. You're getting one of those JT games, and every now and then you can have JT pop off. It certainly seems like that at the moment. 9-3, Holzer's hitting shots, and this is starting to look very pretty indeed for Passion Away. At least Fear able to jump up and get a boost to peer down onto Grim. He's going to go for another one here as well. I suppose when you only have the rifle to play, you've got to keep going for plays like this, and Fear has dragged Fnatic back into this round.
Okay, that's a few details being missed by Passion. Kvem, the rookie, not aware of the possibility of that boost. Nice mid-round selection for a cheesy kill. Nyx is going to grab another kill as they enter in, and 2 more players here to defend. His teammates coming out monster as we speak.
Yeah, 5-7, gonna get cleared. Holzer is looking sharp as hell right now as he keeps going forward. Holzer cutting through the defense of Fnatic, ripping away any chance of winning this round.
Yeah, Halsey brings this team to a whole different level when he's having a game like this, but it's been up and down, and being able to see this kind of a performance out of Holzer, but now that you have it, see what it does to the team, to the opposition. Blame F is going to be having nightmares of these back-to-back rounds where Holzer has just deleted him with 1 bullet. Grim sliding in. I think he just wants an M4, to be honest with you.
Stepping back turn spotted now by Holzer, who's looking for his 4K. Grim staying down on the bomb site, keeping pressure up, and eventually will be taken out by Holzer, who is looking incredible to kick off Overpass.
Yeah, completely different Passion team than from what we saw in the first 3 stages of this Swiss system. Incredible performance thus far in the elimination game. Good to see the stars of Passion actually rise to the occasion. It was one of the conversations from the team after Dracula and coming into this major. Is just, we're a team that, and structure-wise, we don't really have any star players. We kind of do it by committee. Everyone can deliver the goods when called upon. Haven't seen that actually play out in their first 3 games of this Swiss system, but you're seeing it here and actually getting star-level performances out of JT and Hulzerk thus far.
Fnatic calling a lot of timeouts in this first half. And Grim obviously very happy with the points of his team right now. Starting to keep it up. I mean, it just seems like they could rack up a ridiculous scoreline in this first half. Enough that would really disallow any chance of Fnatic to come back into that second half at all if they lose a pistol round, Jason.
Yeah, this is where if you're TC from Passion during these timeouts that Fnatic are burning and calling, trying to figure things out, you just telling the boys to stay poised, stay focused, don't let things drift, don't ignore the scoreboard. Doesn't matter that you're up 7-1 because you need to keep building in an elimination game. Don't give them anything, any chance to come back into it. Grim, he's got to clear Blame F behind the stairs, and he won't.
Oh, well, Blame F finally.
It wasn't Holzer.
Yeah, it wasn't Holzer. If it was, he would have been insta headshot, that's for sure. Well, Passion Away has got to play with 4 players against the 5 of Fnatic, thanks to that clean opening from Blame F.
And Fnatic back all the way off, deep back into the bomb sites. So it'll be some time burn on the clock as Passion step forward and clear things out and look for any of the follow-up aggression, any more advanced positions that just aren't there. Nick's outside of the B bomb site. Eventually, he's either going to have to join up with the other 3 members of his squad, or they're going to have to come down Con and meet up with him to attack into the B site. But at first, they want KVM to activate to force back any aggression at A towards bathrooms.
Passion UA taking some time to position themselves for their finishing move.
They showed enough presence that they want to progress up bathrooms towards the A bomb site that it's kept Jambo here as a 3rd player with BlameF and Krim. So actually, despite being a man down, Passion have found the better bomb site to hit.
Well, 30 seconds left on that clock, or under at this point at 25. We've got Jacasmo waiting in the pit. And they're going to come swinging out towards it. Passion UA, the flank is here, and BlameF finally getting around where he can show some of the impact he's capable of. Jambo with a shot on Nyx, leaving Holzerk 1v5, and although he's been incredible, not this time. As BlameF will clean up a 4K, he kicks off the round and he closes it.
Exactly what the doctor ordered for fnatic. If you want any chance of recovering, that's a good first win to get to stop the streak from Passion. 2-7, you're still 5 rounds back, but with all 5 players surviving, you have the confidence of building up a little bit of bank behind you. And you can immediately go into the playbook because you don't have the risk of that immediate reset of your money. So you can actually choose to take a risk in this next one if you want to try and build up momentum to close the gap before halftime. Three rounds remaining before we switch sides.
Well, Jacasmo trying to bring some positivity. They can still win this game. I mean, absolutely still have a lot of rounds to play with in this first half. And Passion UA getting their timeout straight through. We got TC back as the coach of this squad. I mean, it's got to feel good for him, who was part of this team for a long time throughout the complexity days and went off and tried to start a new project on his own. He managed to bring his former teammates along with him.
I was going to say, I mean, you have to imagine there's no other way to logically think about it, that TC goes over to Passion, is coaching the Ukrainian side, and they find an opportunity. He finds an opportunity to bring the core of his old team over and just say, look, these guys are here. We can grab this core. They keep KVM around. He says, you know, we know how to use this guy. He's got some skills. He's got some talent, and we can bring him out, and he's going to be a great piece to fit in with the 3 players that I played with in complexity for a long time. So TC's orchestrated this team. Results haven't been there thus far at the Major, but looking good here on Overpass. BlameF is starting to heat up, though, and fnatic is starting to get their groove back.
Yep, this is much, much better here for fnatic. Clean entries, and in a position now where you've only got 3 players left for Passion UA. The round has just started, and it already feels like it's lost.
Yeah, but I think the important thing for fnatic is that you're popping that bubble. I mean, Passion was able to just, hold on, they almost line up for Nyx. Can't get the first fight clean. Now the monster swing comes in, but great utility to delay things from Grim, and now so many players on the defense are here.
It's going to be very tough for Passion UA to even get close to feeling comfortable on this side of the map. There's the jump up. Fear gets caught by the flash, left in an awkward spot. The swing of the AWP, though, as Jambo connects the shot on Grim. We've got JT a low 1v4.
Yeah, the only way that round's being brought back for Passion is if Grim does treat that like a deathmatch and just hit some banging shots. You can understand why he was so motivated to find some fights. Throwing caution to the wind, JT will be the last removed by Jacasmo. And fnatic showing a little bit of life.
You go under.
7-3, just 4 rounds the difference now. 2 remaining in the half for them to squeak together. And undeterred by Holzerk shutting BlameF down round after round, he maintains his aggression and finally finding success with it.
Couple rounds left here, and they've broken down the money. Passion UA starting to run out of ideas. They're going to try and go fast into the B bomb shot, but that utility has slowed them down. It's held them at bay for now. And Nyx also falling away. An opening kill for fnatic. Doesn't look like this is going to go all that well here for Passion UA. It's Jacasmo shutting it down now. Fear comes out over to clean up, and fnatic are certainly back.
Yeah, this will feel good. Out of the second timeout, it took 2. They had to burn them, but it's all getting the results now. Lovely string of rounds, and fnatic has just been dominant in this 3-round run, only losing 1 single player in round 10. That's it. Reestablished and sent a message to Passion that closing out this map, while starting it might have been easy, closing it out is not going to be easy.
7-5 half. Very possible now. And with the way fnatic have been playing over the last 3 rounds, it is likely They got Jambo moving out long, looking for the opening pick. He's going to keep moving forward with this AWP. He catches JT, that would be the bomb. How far does he want to go? We've got Fear and Blemaf looking to combine together into a short water, but JT has held the line, and Jambo's aggressive play with the AWP nets nothing.
Yeah, I think Jambo caught off a little bit by the change of pace. Passion has been a little bit aggressive, taking that first step of map control in the past few rounds. They've kind of been rushing into things. This time, a slower kind of tempo to it. And Jambo wants the information, thinking maybe they're outside the B bomb site, just gets picked off. Good aggression from Fear, though. Pushes forward, takes the risk, as Nyx is likely all alone and finds himself an equalizing kill.
Wow, Grim, good clearance on Blemaf, an important kill to find. Keeps Passion away ahead, actually, here in round 12, as they're looking to secure 8 rounds on the T side of Overpass. You mentioned a couple rounds ago, Jason, they've already secured what they would want, but 8 rounds would be an absolute bonus. Chikasmo on the swing out. JT gonna win that duel. And Fear and Crims, all of a sudden, a 2v4, and they've got to go for it, but here comes the B play.
Dude, they're going to end this. Crims has a great flank, and that's the bomb if he catches it going up short past sandbags.
Oh, Holzark just gets around the corner, but not all the way. Crims catches a great timing. Fear gets cleared, though. If Fear even got one more, this round was absolutely doable for Crims, but it's not looking all that likely now. They know exactly where he is. He's pinned behind the smoke. And the 8th round for Passion UA is coming right up.
Yeah, fnatic was not fooled at all by JT getting that kill at the A bomb site. Krim still laser focused towards the B bomb site. Looked like they might have been able to trap this attack between 2 players. Krim's in a desperate 1v3. Nearly impossible to get. Flashbang comes in. There it is. Double swing, and Passion, they come in hot. 8-4 lead on Overpass T side going into the break.
Welcome back to Budapest here for the StarLadder Major. We have got fnatic and Passion UA duke it out for survival here in Stage 2. Passion UA with a strong lead. Off to the T side of Overpass, you're going to be feeling pretty good about that, Jason.
Yeah, and really good to get that last round as well to stop the run of fnatic before they switch sides. So you take a little bit of that momentum away just before you get over to the defense. Now, we'll see if Passion can maintain this level of performance. JT started cooling off towards the end. Halzerk had his damage. He was cooling off. fnatic was coming alive. What's it going to look like out of the pistol? 4 players defending the B bomb site out of the gate. Halzerk, the only one, playing divider at bathrooms for information. But much like Passion, fnatic is sending a good amount of forces up long, so bypassing all of Halzerk's positions.
Well, Holzerk at least getting some information, gets involved in a long-range fight with Jambo. Neither player going down. Kvem committed all the way down into water. He's got Grim moving up as well. They're going to flank out Crims. He has no idea. He turns back at just the right time. And Crims comes in with the opener for fnatic.
Yeah, but Kvem is screwed now because indecision kept him here. He had to either push forward or fall all the way back, and instead, he's just trapped in a free kill. And that is going to be the pistol round for fnatic unless Passion have got some absolutely incredible shots on this retake.
Yeah, hard to imagine that's going to be happening here. Passion UA held away by that of fnatic. Great opening kill from Crims. It looked like he was about to get absolutely wrecked on that flank. He turns back the internal clock as he realizes they could push through the tunnel at this timing, and Crims catches them out. So, fantastic work for fnatic. They win the pistol rounds here. Just seeing the team comms independent reminding them of what they wanted to do in the pistol during that halftime break. And a really important pistol round to win for fnatic as well. If you lost this pistol and you give Passion away that lead to extend upon it here to kick off things in the second half, you were looking at a very difficult overpass. But you can start to close this gap immediately if you're fnatic.
And Passion have a decision to make now. I mean, they can choose if they'd like to save in this next round, not invest, and play with this kind of lead that they built up in the first half, right? Save here, let them get up to 6, and then all of a sudden with this 2-round lead, you've got an early buy-in and you can turn things around from there. Or you can go for the second round buy-in and try and get right back into it right now, which might allow fnatic to chip away at that lead even further if you can't win it. Nice job from fnatic. Once the go signal comes in, nobody's shy about swinging and jumping out for the fight. And Passion with the ability to get some FAMAS out in the field on Holzerk and Nyx go for the second round investment, a very strong second round investment.
Grim committed down into connector. Here's all the steps. He's trying to time his peak, and he times it very well to get rid of Blamev. It's blasted away, though, by Jacasmo, who not only takes one, but both kills inside of connector.
Yeah, Holzerk even walking into that last bullet headshot as well. That's got to be frustrating for him. Felt he had the kill. He had Jacasmo stuck in a spray with nowhere to go. Bomb is dropped way back towards T-spawn. No one from fnatic close by to pick it up. Crims likely was going to snag it when he drops back from the B bomb site and joins up with his team. JT with his deagle telling his teammates, just stick towards the B bomb site. I have experienced nothing. I've experienced no attention. There's no pressure here. Nobody's scaling up towards the A bomb site whatsoever, so just stick around. It's all on you. Kvem has actually shifted over. Nyx is now falling back, so this one smoke has changed things. I think at this point, Passion, this just turns into a gamble at the bomb site and you save the weapons. Now that fnatic, you hear them moving into the B bomb site. So a 6th round without contention in the final thrust. fnatic will just be 2 rounds away. And Passion, if they can scavenge these weapons on the stairs, if they can pick up a Galil, there was an extra FAMAS down here as well, grab a couple extra rifles, nothing Jacasmo can do to prevent that with the low HP, actually going to be sitting in a pretty decent place with, again, some strong weapons for the next round.
And fnatic going to be very happy about closing this gap down. Feels a lot more doable now. They're going to require a very strong T side themselves here on Overpass. This is Passion UA's map selection. Up next is Inferno. Very limited opportunity for Independent to get back on the mic as well. They used quite a few timeouts in that first half. A tech issue here.
Used quite a few timeouts, but they did their job, right? They did their job and got fnatic back into this game. So yeah, you're going to be okay with them being burnt and lost to you with one more still to use in this second half if it comes to. We'll get these tech issues figured out and resolved. What's going on, Budapest? How's everyone doing today? Yeah, I'm doing good too. Plenty of Counter-Strike action going on. NIP Paravision going on the other stream at the moment. 4 more matches taking place across both streams later on today. Going to be a long day of Counter-Strike as we start shuffling teams forward into stage 3. Start sending some more teams home. It's Crims who's got the tech issue, as the PC's being worked upon. Headphones off, so we'll keep some of the Counter-Strike information away from things.
So, Budapest, I'm hearing a lot of Fnatic fans out there, am I right? Is there a lot of people thinking Fnatic are going to win today? What about Passion UA, though? They've been getting some fans as well, I've heard. Anybody for Passion UA? All right, definitely more Fnatic fans in here, Jason.
Yeah, way more Fnatic fans. It's all good. I think the Passion boys are used to that at the moment, or by now, certainly.
I hear people are calling Passion USA these days, Jason.
We'll take it. Whatever it takes. Coming up after this on this stream as well, Aurora versus Astralis later on today. That's going to be elimination game. Budapest, is it Astralis going home?
Yes.
That's yeah, it sounded kind of like a yes.
One person believes. Well, we have got, obviously, JT having a good game here, Jason. We were talking about that, but he slowed down a little bit, right? He was 9-3 at one point. I couldn't exactly keep it up, but Fear started having some good impact. I think Fear, after the Shanghai Major, was certainly one of the more exciting IGLs coming out of that Tier 2 level of Counter-Strike, and now he's back 1 year later at another Major, this time playing against his former organization. As we get back into the action, it's a weaker purchase here for Passion UA, but for Fnatic, it's a good mixture of rifles here. AKs, Galil's out ready to play, trying to close this gap down to just one. And look at this play from Passion UA. 3 players getting aggressive through short.
Yeah, nobody's home though. Nobody from Fnatic. Again, it's just Crims. He's playing really, really deep at the B bomb site. I think Fnatic's going to have the indication that they actually salvaged a couple weapons. Ooh, did Kvem spot the legs? There's the swing from this AK-47. Jacasmo playing a dangerous game, almost rewarded with a kill.
Casmo walking up to the top of the stairway. Utility going to fly in towards that A bomb site. Nick's just waiting in behind Dicebox. Smoke now. Tosses his own defensive smoke out long to keep them back, but it breaks and he gets spotted. Now he knows he's pinned in the corner. He must fight because there is absolutely no flight available as BleMF denies any mercy on the fallback. It is an advantage for Fnatic, and they'll slow down into the 5v4.
Yeah, but with the presence they showed and with that defensive smoke, Fnatic don't want to mess with it whatsoever, and it's the right call. Everyone from Passion had shifted over after that push in towards short. Crims is now clearing out the B bomb site. He's telling his team, everything's clear over here. Nobody's home, so you can see Jambo, Jacasmo shifting down. These guys going to be caught. Halzard finds one, but they don't see Fear until it's too late.
Oh, Grim with another great shot here for Passion UA. We need a little bit more, though, from JT, and he's just not able to connect on Crims. So at least Kvem in a 1v3, and that bomb going down here for Fnatic.
Yeah, Crims does an excellent job there. He's the one who finds the release valve, the safety net of walking into the B bomb site, calls his team back, and that's a securing kill onto JT to make sure everything's safe. Kvem, 1v3, can't connect with the first. He does eventually find it, but no kit.
Can swing out from Jacasmo. Fnatic lose 3 players, but they are absolutely pulling this game back now.
It's all right. That was back-to-back rounds of kind of force buys, of just a spotty buys out of the Passion side of things. Should see them get some stronger weapons behind them now, but Fnatic have closed the gap. They've done a lovely job in the opening 3 rounds of this second half, and survived that blistering onslaught from Passion in the early stages of this map.
Great start from Crims. You talked about his fragging ability. He's been performing very well here at the Major at points, and another bit of impact from Crims running ahead, getting that opening kill.
And he's been playing this role on Overpass, I feel like, since this map was created. Like, there's probably not a whole lot of players with more experience than Crims in this role on the T side, so he's going to have a variety of plays, and obviously, what a mismatch in terms of experience between Crims in his 18th Major, taking out Kvem in his first Major. Those two going head-to-head, Crims is going to have a lot of tricks for him.
It's the aggressive play forward from Passion UA. Trying to take some of that control back. Sending 2 players aggressive short, but that's great information for Fnatic. Starting to overwhelm the bathrooms. Now we got Fear moving out long. He's not alone. He's got his teammate just in behind him in BleMF.
Halzard had that incredible impact in the first half on the T side with an AK-47. Passion really need him to replicate that with the AWP on this CT side. First time we're going to see him with it. It's been hit or miss for Hulzerk so far with the op in this major.
30 seconds on the clock. Blinded as Hulzerk goes back out to the left side. Chikasmo gone, and Hulzerk with another great shot on the AWP. Needs one more to make this close. And there's the flank though from Fear. That's Hulzerk gone. He lost his support and his teammate. And so it has fallen into a 2v3. Passion UA have got to play a retake in this scenario. As they move forward, it's Fear to drop Grim and put Nyx in the 1v3.
Hulzerk does everything he can, but getting wrapped upon in the rotation couldn't arrive in time to save him from the backstab from Blame F. Nyx has got to back away, and it's Passion now who are staring in the face a huge run from fnatic. 7-1 run going back into the end of the first half. fnatic have just grabbed control. Despite the fact that the scoreline is only tied up, it feels like they have everything going for them.
Yeah, you start to forget about those big starts from Passion UA with Hulzerk popping off, JT having a great game. You start to sort of miss that. And fnatic are absolutely dominating right now. The scoreline doesn't tell that story, but very likely to head into the lead of the game now, considering the money situation here for Passion UA.
Haven't really seen them dig into the timeouts. I think they might have used one. Might be time for another before the next full buy round comes out, as Passion need to put a stop to this before it's too late. fnatic looking like they're going to take a lead for the first time on this map.
Yeah, then the frustrations will start to creep in, and the mentality will certainly be tested. You know, there's one of those timeouts being used up now by Passion UA, getting TC on the mic, and actually going to be investing into this round. There's not a huge amount of money in it, so they're going to leave some for the next buy round and try and make this one as potent as possible.
Yeah, the important one is going to be Hulzerk, because he's going to want to have that AWP as soon as everyone else is able to buy rifles as well, so he'll save a little bit more money. Fear barking out some orders before the timeout closes, before freeze time ends.
Yeah, and I mean, they've got to listen to him. He's top fragging right now for the squad, 15-9 at the moment, 108 ADR, looking really solid as Fear. It's a luxury when your leader can frag like this in a game that matters the most. You've got Blowmath swinging out long. In that pack with Fear as they move forward. The duo chasing down long, just running it down. JT and Grim clearing out connector, but look how much space fnatic are taking towards A already, and no one's home.
Yeah, I mean, lovely call from Fear. You're basically going to waltz in for free with no resistance whatsoever. And then Passion will have to figure out what they want to do as the round kind of comes to a close and starts ending. So much advanced position. Hulzerk is just going to get deleted for no good reason.
Oh, he didn't spot it as well, the timing. Oh, he gets back. They're not looking the right way, but he hasn't been able to make the most of it, and eventually taken down by Fear. That timing as he arrives up towards the site. They just cross safely into the bomb site. Grim going out for a peek, gets Fear down. That bomb plant is cancelled. They haven't committed to it. Jambo comes off to get the kill instead, and it comes down to a 3v4 here for Passion UA.
I think JT might have made a footstep that was heard. Chikasmo seems very alert of this possibility. JT gonna peek out the edge. Two players here from fnatic, and Chikasmo's not gonna let him get anything done. Round is over. There's nothing these guys can do to get into it. Good kill from JT.
But then you got Blowmath as well, and he's gonna finish off the low HP. There's no way JT gets away with this. He knows it.
And you have no kits either, so even if you get these kills, the defuse is just not going to happen. Good kill Nyx from behind, but again, without the kit, no ability to stick it. However, doing great damage to the economy of fnatic.
Yep, just ripping some of those weapons out of the hands, forcing a few of the rebuys here. It will be fnatic to grab the lead, and remember, this wasn't a full investment for Passion UA. They threw a couple of weapons in, a couple of upgraded pistols. It was all about buying in the next round where they can get the ult back out for Hulzerk, and everybody else is going to have a rifle, and those saved AKs are going to make a big difference as well.
Yeah, all things said, at the end of the day, despite losing the round and not being able to convert anything, bringing two AK-47s forward is a nice win to be happy about. It's going to preserve some economy down the stretch, which you need as this game is close. Might be an extra op for Hulzerk when you don't expect to be able to have one. 4,300 left over for JT, 3,000 left over for Grim. Plenty of money on those two players. But fnatic have taken the lead for the first time.
There's a great kill for Hulzerk. AWP taking away Fear, who has been the top fragger, as we mentioned, for fnatic. So dropping him early on is a massive kill to get Crims. Coming back at Kavem again. He's going to hear that reload. Crims doesn't want to round the corner. Waits for the aggression to come back his way.
Here's that experience versus inexperienced matchup. Once again, KVM is willing to challenge it as well, taking the jiggles, now gonna back off. They call a stalemate, and Passion still playing with the 5-on-4.
Oh, Jambo, great flash here from JT. That's gonna really ruin his day. Jambo gets peeked on by Grim. There was no way to win it. It looks like Passion UA gonna tie the game up again here. Gonna take something special out of Jacasmo and Crims as they start to make their way in towards that B-bomb site.
Yeah, both teams having the same issue on their T side, which is in these slower rounds when they're getting picked off, like you're not actually getting to the execute point. These rounds just kind of fizzle away. We saw fnatic do it to Passion towards the end of the first half on the CT side, grab a couple kills, and there's just nothing Passion can do. fnatic's now facing the same exact situation where they've just been picked off before they're able to execute any kind of idea. So now you're just in recovery.
That was a great kill from Jacasmo. That's Nyx getting knocked off his perch. We've got a 4v2 here for Passion UA with 20 seconds on the clock. Crims, oh, big kill. Can he get another one? He's looking towards heaven. Crims nearly getting down towards KVM, but this time unable to get it done. And JT rattling shots through the smoke to confirm the round victory, and a tie game again at 9 apiece.
Yeah, Passion not done yet. That's a good fight back, and another opening provided by Halzerk. 2 rounds he's had good impact with the AWP. Double kill the first time he had it despite a lost round. This one gets the opening kill, and Passion's able to convert. Op stays in his hands as well moving forward. Some lovely kills, some nice attempts from Crims at the end to bring it back and do some economic damage, but not as much as they would have liked to produce in the closing moments of the round. Buy right back up into it, although fnatic out of cash. If this round ends in a loss, it's Passion who regain the advantage in this map.
fnatic moving as a pack over towards the bathrooms.
And they're coming up bathrooms where Halzerk has no information, and he's got no teammates in support, and he's not even, oh my god, he's not even considering the timing.
He's gone, he's got no rifle support. No one's detecting this. JT's backing off now, but he has to get away with a second, and he just can't. Halzerk was close to it. It's now JT, they run with nades in their hands, but still JT goes down, and it's a 3v4 here for Passion UA, and it just will not go their way. It's fnatic grabbing 10 rounds on the board. A great call from Fear again.
Yeah, Passion need to have the adjustment. They need to shift the third player back to this A-bomb site way earlier. They're giving a lot of time for Halzerk as the opera to keep his mind on so many different things. And that time, it's just interesting, not even considering the bathrooms walk up whatsoever. And if fnatic is going to take those risks and play that style, which is kind of walk until you're seen, just walk up the bathrooms, take the big risk, if they're going to get the reward on the side of it, Passion have to figure that out. And they have to have someone come back to pair up with Halzerk and keep some space for your opera.
You're forcing them to commit more resources to that if you're fnatic.
But this could be an awkward situation for Passion if they didn't have those 2 saved weapons. You can still drop an AWP over to Halzerk, which has been a critical part of this defense with the kills he's been able to get, and obviously the fear you want him to have in this A defense. They have plenty of money of that for 2 AK-47s saved a couple rounds back, and a full buy on the rest of the team. And just a little giggle. They're just laughing as they get away with so much. You can bet Passion's not having the same enjoyment of that situation.
No.
So final timeout called by Passion's defense so TC can get into the conversation and start coming up with some adjustments and give the guys a few ideas how to adapt to handle what fnatic is bringing to the table.
Especially because you know this is your map pick. This is your selection coming into this survival game. Up next, Inferno. And with the start you had on the T side, we're talking about getting so many rounds on T side Overpass.
7-1 lead.
I mean, you've got to convert that into a map victory if you're Passion UA. There's no other question about it. This is very rough so far from Passion UA in the second half. They've got to change it up. This really feels like their last chance to do it. You got the AWP, you got everything you want.
Yeah, they're the ones with the financial issues now.
Yeah, I can see this, and fnatic are on their way to close.
This time the all positioned over at the B-bomb site. They put JT in front bathrooms to check that scaling towards the other side of the map. It's Halzerk just holding the angle ever towards the B-bomb site. Gonna get aggressive behind this monster smoke. Grim now falls back to the A-bomb site to join up with JT. Fnatic not aggressive in this round whatsoever, just showing map control, showing that they want to take control of bathrooms and they want to start moving up. So Passion's defense is going to be kept honest.
Nate's being sent over towards the barrels. Bang, bang, bang. It's MVM gone. 55 seconds left. That bomb still thinking about going towards B, but Nick's might have just played spoilers. Crims gets caught. Blame's panicked and finished off by Grim, and all of a sudden, Passion UA are back into the lead of the round.
Yeah, it felt like that was going to be a fake into falling back into an A hit. That push throws it all into chaos, and now Fnatic don't know what to do, so there's no quick reaction based off those pushes. Back to the B bomb site we go. Nyx at Toxic Barrels, where the nades had just cleared out a player. Holzerk's op is going to be back behind the bomb site.
Oh, jumps up. Doesn't get punished for it. Is able to take fear away. Then Jambo getting caught by a Grim flashbang. And we've got Jacasmo with no shot at this whatsoever. So we say that is an essential round victory for Passion UA when it comes to the money side of the game. They pick it up. Not only do they pick it up, but so far, keeping 3 players at least. And you'll see Jacasmo back away. They'll give him the mercy to save the AK-47. And Passion UA still in Overpass thanks to this round victory.
Yep, MVM will be fine buying himself a gun. They can drop one over to the final player if they feel like they need to. But both teams getting to a point where their economy is against the wall, that it's going to be broken in a loss, and both teams rising to the occasion. Trading rounds here at the tail end of this map. It's going to be Fnatic now who have those financial problems once again.
Well, they decided to take the more conservative approach, not throwing everything they've got into this. They've at least got Jacasmo and BlameF on rifles. 1 AK for Jacasmo, Galil for BlameF. And because of that, they're going for the mob mentality, hoping that the strength in numbers will be enough to break down this B-bomb site.
Yeah, well, look what the defense is doing. They're already pushing towards Playground, so they already know nobody's home. Everyone's towards the B-bomb site. Do they expect this timing? Nyx, is he going to be ready?
Moves off the angle, gets back just in time. Looked like Nyx was about to get caught. He might still. That smoke is up, and that defensive cover is keeping Nyx alive, but not for long as Jacasmo rips apart 2 in the defense. Missed shot from Holzerk as Jacasmo is doing everything with his AK-47. Here comes that flank you pointed out earlier, Jason. It's now arriving through Monster, and Gavami's got to make it happen. Fears all the way around the back. Holzerk's dead in heaven. Jacasmo continues to frag out, and that flank results in nothing for Passion UA. A simple but effective tactic from Fnatic and an overperformance from Jacasmo, the most recent addition heading into the Major.
And that slingshots Fnatic into a really strong position because they didn't invest everything, and now you get the benefit of picking up some weapons for free and having that cash you saved already behind you. For Passion, man, they had everything they needed. They pieced it all together. The aggressive play let them know that nobody was coming towards the A bomb site. They had Party, they had Fountain, they had everything clear, but the understanding on the other side of the map didn't sink in fast enough. Grim and Nyx had to be way more prepared for that attack to be coming in, and they just get caught.
Oh, you can't say they haven't had their chances here, Passion UA. They get a strong T side. They win an important round like that in the previous. You're going up against pistols and a couple of rifles, and you let Jacasmo run over the top of you in that B-bomb site.
That smoke helped them for a time, preserved their life for a time, but then there's nowhere to operate, nowhere to move as those 2 players. And Crims just as hyped up as ever.
And if you're Jacasmo, you're going to feel vindicated with your addition to the team when you're pulling off rounds like that in such important matches at the Major, getting added. A lot of criticism around his pickup. And Jacasmo steps up with an important round win here. Will it be enough to put Fnatic up to map point? We'll have to find out. Again, Passion UA at breaking point economically. Lose this, and Fnatic will have a great opportunity to close out the map.
Passion have to have 2 minds in this round. It's got to be a strong defense, but if there's a situation in which they're definitely going to lose, they have to consider saving weapons. They've got no money after this. If they lose everything, Fnatic have a chance to win the map with such a supreme advantage in weaponry.
Well, they lose the opening kill here, Passion UA. JT down first. Holzerk holding in the bathrooms. He had BlameF's number throughout that first half. He's got it again here. As BlameF falls, it is now a 4v4 thanks to the Norwegian sniper.
But playing without information, Passion have no idea where the rest of Fnatic went. Oh, Grim is lucky to be alive. Are they going to flash him through? Does anyone have the utility for Grim? No. He's the only one with it, so he's going to play the smoke fade. 2 players here, risky from Grim, but the reward could be huge.
We've got Grim just walking up, but it doesn't pay off. The reward is not huge whatsoever. In fact, it's a kill for Jacasmo. And it puts Fnatic into a player advantage again with 25 seconds left on the clock. They've got to get towards the bomb site. Holzerk could still play spoiler. Another great shot from Holzerk. looking out to Long, seeing this next victim. He goes back again, realizing the pressure's on him. But he sent Nyx forward now. That little MP9 trying to step up as Holzerk has gone down. Nyx is still doing work, and he goes back again. Nyx to step up, KVM to close it out, and Passion UA very much in this game.
A huge hold from Nyx with the MP9. Great performance, and finally Passion are able to get the rotation there in time, just at the perfect moment to shut down that hit. But it's lovely from Holzerk. Holzerk does so much work, keeping this hit at a slow pace, not letting them progress, taking out the first attacker in Crims.
No, it's fantastic work from Holzerk initially, but it's Nyx who coming into this game has been the best player for Passion UA at this major. Had a quiet first half, able to deliver in such an important round.
Bang, bang, bang.
And it's been frustrating for both teams throughout this. fnatic finally using their last timeout.
It's because look at the way the rounds have been traded back and forth at the timeline on the bottom of your screen. No team has won 2 in a row in 5 rounds. So you're sitting in a situation where they've been able to put their opposition at the breaking point, and they know it and they can sense it, but not able to get that win that actually secures them the massive advantage. We're just neck and neck the whole way through, 11-11. And the pressure mounts, calms get more chaotic. We've got the full 24 rounds of play here in this opening map of the Elimination Series.
Fear with no fear, charging through that mid-smoke. He's just all the way pushed up towards the front of the bathrooms now, just was about to go for that fight, but it's Jambo. It's aggressive maneuver up through short. KVM has been having a rough time. He's down. Holzerk to pull it back though on Fear.
Yeah, Holzerk's been doing that all game. He's been so good on this CT side of grabbing that one player. I don't know if they expect Nyx along the wall. Free kill.
Nyx just gets away with it. That's the Alper walking through Monster alone.
Could be inexperience as well, trying to make the play that wins your team the round, and Jambo's just giving up an extra kill.
Might just end up being one of the plays that loses them the map. We've got Passion UA now 4v3. Just over a minute left. Holzerk starting to come together with some great impact
he hasn't spotted Jacasmo though. This is a great slide, a great positioning.
Yeah, Jacasmo, once again, he can be the difference. Holzerk getting caught but not brought down. Jacasmo now in a very tough spot because there's 2 players up on this A-bomb side, but he handles business on the first. Holzerk with such an important kill on that AWP. Is Jacasmo down, and Blamaf and Crims trying to win this one out alone. It's Blamaf to fall and Crims to follow. Passion UA right at the end, finding enough life and looking like they're going to get Overpass.
And it might just be so fitting. The first team in 5-6 rounds to win 2 in a row. That's taken the money away from fnatic. Now you've got that incredible advantage of weaponry, of utility, and it reduces the amount of playbook that fnatic have to work with. So Fear, you better call something spectacular. But remind yourselves, just a few rounds back, Fear was able to work around with what? 2 AK-47s, a couple Tech 9s. They're able to steal the win away in a round like that. If they can do it again, they bring us to overtime.
Holzerk missing the shot this time, but it's quite a difficult one to land when the Tech 9 is flying through the sky at you. So at least some pressure being applied here from fnatic up towards bathrooms.
And that kind of pacing from a Tech 9 is going to scare Holzerk, and it'll send him far back into the bomb site very early. Calls JT over.
But look at this, playing on the fade of the smoke. You've got Nyx and KVM doubled up at the Monster Tunnel. fnatic are going to go quick at this B bomb site. Another smoke down into Monster to buy more time. Stall them out a little bit longer here as fnatic try and force overtime.
Passion playing without information anywhere. The map is silent. The defense so deep at A that they have no clue if anyone is lining up and execute. They're also confused. Are they lining up the execute outside of the B-bomb site? 3 players to come short. First kill is fnatic's.
Yeah, Jacasmo and Crims, 2 of really important frags here, but Nyx and Grim keeping Passion UA going. fnatic, they've got to deal with the rotation of Passion UA now coming to the site. That bomb is not planted, and all 3 remaining Passion UA players are coming in from the same position. It's Grim moving up, but that bomb still not getting planted. They're lining up, and Passion UA finally put an end to Overpass. It was a strong T side. It was a rocky second half, but in the end, Passion UA come through with their map pick.
Yeah, these games are going to be scrappy. It's all about survival and a back and forth affair down the stretch. That's the kind of Counter-Strike we're looking for in these 2 teams. No one grabbing that huge advantage, and everyone battling back for every single inch, but it's Passion who come out on top. A timely reset of the economy to make things a little bit easier in that final round.
And we come into this today worried about...
It's the same majors, like they're in the same scenario as us, so both teams has pressure. Let's see who handles the best. I hope that we will do it, but we'll see.
Hopefully you do, man. Thank you very much. Good luck.
Thank you.
Flashing bank. I'm going bank.
What, China? I'm on HP.
I can kill China.
Long as well. I'm holding long. China coming up. I'm holding sands.
Let's work in China. Let's work China. Let's work me bank. Dead long.
Almost B.
Nice!
Nice! Barrage blades. Holy shit, even the run doesn't matter.
China.
He's still China. Yeah.
Still is us.
Let's push him here. Think he left. Push his fucking shit in. Ladder.
We did it! We did it!
Did who? I don't know for now.
I'm jumping.
Long.
I'm hiding.
One.
You can smoke, you can smoke.
Nice. Front toilets, bro. That's
Dead.
Care B. Nothing else. Yes, Care B.
Monster.
Yes. Bomb down. Bomb. Nice!
You got to see some of those player interviews coming into this after Passion UA was able to win their map pick. And Devil Walk, there were some serious questions being asked there. A conversation between Donna and Grim, so I'll pose it to you. Can Banks' dog Snowy play better pistols than Grim?
I feel like they took some tips from Banks' dog there for the T-pistol. You know, they finally did it. They finally got one in. And, I mean, it put them on a great start in this match. And their game plan was excellent. They had everything going for them. And, you know, you got to credit JT. He was really, really immense on that T side. He was the one leading the way, getting the entries, and making sure that that T side buffer was enough for them going back into the CT side.
Yeah, it felt like that was the first time that we actually got to see Passion UA start a map comfortably, right? And I'm very glad we actually played that interview with Grim and Donna, because Grim himself spoke about JT, spoke about TC, spoke about Munster, the analyst. That was kind of the thing that we were talking about before the start of the game. Passion UA is a team that knows how to prepare well, but what happens when you lose those first couple of rounds and you don't really get to go to your proper game plan? Well, we didn't see that here. We saw a much better version of Passion. We saw a much better version of fnatic as well on that T side, because they were still able to recover after having a 1-6 start on the CT side of Overpass, which is not always easy.
You're talking a lot about how well Passion UA played, but it was very close.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
fnatic at one point looked like they were going to take the map.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like almost Passions felt like they already won the game. They didn't really need to do much. But fnatic, they found the gaps, they found the, you know, the holes in their defense. And, you know, credit to both IGLs in this point, because Overpass is not an easy map to call T sides. And eventually, they actually got caught by the AWP of Halcirk, who they could eventually get some rounds back together. But felt a little bit like Passion UA. Didn't really play to win, but playing not to lose.
Yeah, it kind of felt like it was a little bit of a mismatch in some senses in that second half for Passion, especially at the start. But they were able to pick it up, and they were able to close it out in the end, Devilwalk. I believe there was something else you wanted to bring up as well.
No, I mean, I'll bring it up because there is a specific round where you actually see fnatic come into the game. And this was something, Devilwalk, we spoke about when we were watching that round 9, where you finally see the fnatic boys kind of join the survey, if you like.
Yeah, I think for me, the massive thing about this round is, you know, Blame F, he's been kind of crawling around, he's had a few tricks, he tried to kind of push and get the timings off of Passions. This is a round where he finally slows down, gets that flank in, and, you know, they finally start to wake up fnatic, start to get some rounds on the board, start to play some Counter-Strike, and they get a clean one there on the B side retake. And I feel like they just didn't show up in the first couple of, like, 8 rounds or so. It felt like Passions were way more, you know, into it, they had more energy, they were more direct, and they got things flowing. And fnatic, always on the back foot, didn't really know how to recover from things, but this is the key round where they started to turn things around and gave Passions an actual match.
There was, I'd say it was like the middle of the game though, Ted, where you kind of saw that Passion UA was trying to figure out how they could answer fnatic.
Yeah, I think the T side, we're going to take a look at round number 12 now. The T side of Passion was just really well thought of in terms of the way that they were taking space. And there was a lot of moments when fnatic would try and switch things up, send Blame F in towards connector, send Jambo in towards long to look for opening picks. It felt like Passion were just ready for the punish, and this is exactly what happened here. JT's ready and waiting, they slow things down, they control the map. Again, we're looking at how proactive fnatic were trying to be even in the middle of the round to respond, but it felt like Passion had a very good understanding on what happens after we get that opening kill. JT was an absolute threat with some of those lurks in towards the A-bomb side. We see it here as well. You shut down one player, you know Crims is the rotation guy, and there was a bit of a moment of finesse there in towards toilets where he kind of missed the timing, but all in all, that round emphasized a very good understanding in towards that Passion UA side on what happens when we get that opening kill in towards long, then they respond in towards Monster. They were just very good on the go.
Do you think both these teams struggle on the T side with the slower pace, though? I felt like when the pace slows down, they don't know how to adapt and then just get picked off.
I think for Fnatic's part, I think a lot of it is they did a lot of individual moves and kind of gave away entries. That's not what you want to do.
Sure.
Especially on Overpass CTC side. You want to kind of just gain the information, fall back, and there's so many angles and things to clear for the T side that eventually an opportunity is going to open up for you. Fnatic, they pushed long like 3, 4, 5 rounds and always got picked off by, you know, a very patient T side from Passion's UA, punishing those aggressions, punishing those pushes. But I also want to credit Fear. I think that he was the only reason they actually held up a little bit on their CT side. He was creative, he did a lot of boosts on the B side to kind of bring them back into a round and make sure they actually had a chance.
Yeah, there was a lot of creativity coming out of that Fnatic T side in the first half to some extent, right? We saw them a couple times get kills onto Kvem with some HE stacked up, with some spams and Molotovs timed well, and then even on the T side, the way that he was taking space on contact, not giving away his position, they were able to catch Hauserk off guard a couple times, but we have to talk about Hauserk a little bit as well. I mean, he was a game changer for the side of Passion UA. That was without a doubt his best map so far this major. He was able to go 5-1 in opening kills, top the board, and a lot of the times in towards that A-bomb side, he was one of the difference makers for Passion to be able to close out the game.
We're moving on to Fnatic's map pick. How do you think this is going to play out?
I still feel like it should be going to 3 maps.
Yeah, I feel 3 mapper. I'm still confident in Fnatic. I feel like they've woken up. They're going to bring it to Passions now, straight from the get-go. That's why I'm, still Fnatic.
So there you go. Ted and Devilwalk are still leaning in favor of Fnatic. Let's find out if this is going to go to 3 maps.
Well, let's find out indeed. Fnatic versus Passion UA here at the StarLadder Major live up from Budapest. We're getting to the second map of this elimination series. Fnatic 1 map down. They bring it close on Overpass, but they couldn't quite get it done. Let's get this started with our betting partner and get into the action. CT side here for Passion UA.
Play the game at all. We cannot show that we are afraid or we are doubtful. No, we need to show completely the opposite path. That we are on fire. We play like we have momentum. Yeah?
Well, going to try and get that momentum in this pistol round. All 5 players in Banana, and this is going to be a brawl. 4 defenders at location. They're stepping forward like they want to go take the initiative. Good kill from Hauserk, and they all swing in. That's the bomb down, and now Fnatic have to recover.
Shots coming through. It's going to be Hauserk coming out on top of the fight against Fear, putting Crims in a 1v4. So this pistol really gets nowhere for Fnatic. They stay committed towards going towards that B-bomb site and end up getting shredded. So Passion UA really hoping they can replicate some of the success they have from the start of Overpass and bring it in here to Inferno as well.
Yeah, and this is now territory that the Desk kind of talked about before this series began, right? Like we discussed, you know, the lack of confidence in Train after Passion has been dominated on that map a couple of times. They went away from it. They win their map of Overpass, but now you get to Inferno Mirage, which are going to be in the wheelhouse of Fnatic. This is where they have the advantage. So still going to be a really tough test for Passion to be able to overcome this, but a pistol round victory is a very good start. A convincing pistol round is a very good start.
That was a miss smoke from the CT side thrown up to go towards bottom Banana. It's been a little bit too far and landed on the roof.
Now's the round to miss it.
Yeah, I suppose, but let's see what Fnatic can do as they move up through Banana. Straight through it. Another smoke coming in, blocking top Banana this time, but Fnatic just going to disrespect it, charge through and put Grim under pressure, but there's no pressure for Grim. He does not crack, and JT will deny the ace from Grim on the hold.
Yeah, but a really nice hold in a sketchy situation. Now with timing of them coming through that smoke, Grim found himself in a position where he couldn't fall back after that initial kill. Had to stand and fight. Good spray control, good support from JT, even though he does steal the ace. We'll give him a pass on that one. 2-0 for Passion. And Fnatic, the complete investment in the previous round nets them absolutely nothing. No success, no economic damage done to the CT side. It all goes to waste. Now, while most maps it feels like have been shifting towards like more and more towards the CT side advantage, Inferno is one of those maps that still feels like it's got a little bit of T-sidedness to it. So Fnatic going to look to grab some rounds on the board throughout this half and maybe take a lead into the second half. Hauserk got to be careful. They're coming up behind that Molotov. Now Nyx is here all alone. That third player from the B-bomb site going to start shifting back, but won't be here in time if this goes south.
Oh, big swing from Jambo. That's going to be Holzerk, knocked off his perch, so it could open it here for Fnatic in a round like this where they've only got pistols.
Yeah, and I think JT realizes I don't want to take this kind of a risk now that we're already a man down, so backs away, defensive smoke at the base of Banana. And actually not even keeping information whatsoever. They're pretty convinced that this is going to be an all-in play towards the A bomb site, but Fnatic haven't made a decision yet. They might come storming up Banana with the bomb as well, and nobody's home on that side of the map. What a big risk for Passion in round 3.
In a round like this, when you know you're up against pistols, but they're going to go peeking into middle, and that risk is going to pay off. There's going to be no worries for Grim and Kevin as they start to take everybody down inside the middle, leaving Fear on the T-stairs, and we see Passion losing another member here.
Yeah, that's maybe an experience out of Kevem. He's trying to just take the USP fight at range. His life and the weapons are way more valuable, so some economic damage now for Fnatic, which is nice. That risky kind of rotation of wrapping around, they find a perfect timing for it. It has to be quick once all 4 players are there at top mid, because once that smoke fades at the top of the ramp and bottom of Banana, then Fnatic can make their move. So Passion had to execute that within the timing, and they get all the benefits from it, showing they're going to be very proactive around the map. A 3-0 start, a convincing 3-0 as well. And we get into the gun rounds as Fnatic bring out AK-47s across the board.
Now, Holzerk's got the AWP out straight away, and he was definitely the impact player for Passion UA on map 1 of Overpass, both on T and CT side. Crims running through that mid-smoke, catching out Kevem's aggression, and no answer yet from Passion UA.
Yeah, Passion was trying to execute an aggressive tactic of their own. I think Nyx wants that fight, at least wants to make Jacasvo honest and not chase him down. Sticking around in his own flames, and now backs off safely. 5-on-4 advantage found for Fnatic.
Yeah, Fnatic meeting fire with fire there in the early round. You're right, Passion UA going for something aggressive. I think they got a little bit panicky once they seen Fnatic are running at them.
Yeah, they wanted the mid push from Kvem. They wanted the window peek from Nyx. They wanted the alt mid peek from Holzerk's AWP. None of that net success.
Blemev burns a little bit, but he'll still make his way up through Banana. Held back for now. It's going to be just JT holding down B alone here. He's really hoping that he can dissuade them from wanting to go towards that B bomb site with the utility and make them march back into the 3-man stack. Now 4-man stack as JT has arrived at the the A bomb site as well.
Yeah, and he's not even going to be home at the B bomb site as Fear throws out a fake. That's all this is, but nobody's home to really have it sold. Fnatic about to walk into a trap in middle. First kill is Holzerk's.
Yeah, 30 seconds left. Nyx moves out as well, and it's all crumbling here for Fnatic. They may have got the opening kill, but they'll get nothing other than that. Great stuff here from Passion UA. Good calling from JT, and the stack pays off for Passion UA. Fear, how was Nyx not taking this kill? I'll never know, but he's still hanging around, still alive, as Fear backtracks down second middle. The longest fight, and finally Nyx comes out on top of it. I think Holzerk's had a little bit of a chuckle about that one.
Yeah, we'll just forget that one ever happened. What a lovely round again for Passion. This 4-man shift back to the A bomb site. A second time they've executed this trap, and it's worked perfectly. Great calling from JT, great decision making. Looks a little bit scary on the minimap when you see that B bomb site entirely vacated, but this is twice now they've pulled it off, and twice now it's gotten them a round win.
And then you start to get frustrated if you're Fnatic because you're 4 down now. You realize you had to come back and overpass. You're going to have to do that again here in Inferno. But you've got that added pressure of knowing you're a map down in an elimination game in a major.
That's the thing. It might be a map that leans itself towards Fnatic and giving Fnatic an advantage on it. But as the rounds start to rack up for Passion, the pressure of the fact that Fnatic is just 1 map away from elimination is going to keep mounting in their shoulders. And Passion, with the advantage of a map, get to play relatively stress-free in comparison.
Holzerk biding his time. Good shot as Jambo goes down on the peak. We've got Grim making an aggressive maneuver here as well down bottom middle. Wasn't so clean in that first kill, and that's why he didn't really stabilize for the second opportunity, and then Crims actually makes the most of it and gets 2. How are both Banana players dead that quick for Passion UA? We've got Holzerk having to run back to try and stop it.
Yeah, he's going to be in position. Smoke is coming out for the CT cross. He's over at Coffin, so the op should have an angle. One's already slid past, but the second gets taken down. Holzerk, you can play this passive if you want. You have all the advantages in the world.
It gets away just about around the other side of the Coffins. We got Nyx as well with utility. He can set up his teammates with flashes to go in.
Bomb is dropped. They need to go recover that and get that planted while the smoke is still up, but they choose to fight, and now that option is gone. Passion do recover the situation, and a 5-0 start. Both maps so far in this series have been all Passion in the opening.
Yeah, Passion UA looking stellar right now. This is incredible to see from them. Great calls at JT, good stacks on the CT side as well, and even the scenarios where they've been down a couple of players multiple times, and they're always flipping these player disadvantage situations back in their favor. And it's Holzerk again making the difference, who's been incredible throughout this series so far.
They seem to have set up a very nice game plan, right? Like, I don't think you execute that kind of rotation of leaving the B bomb site, 4 players going towards mid. They've done it twice. I don't think you do that if you don't have a good understanding of how Fnatic like to move around the map. And if you're Fnatic and you're experiencing that from their perspective, you're all of a sudden sat there and like, these guys are 2 steps ahead of us each and every time we want to do something. Kind of a scary situation to be in if you're Fnatic through this timeout. Deep breath from Fear as we get right back into the game, and he's got to keep barking out orders for his team.
Yeah, it's going to be testing his calling chops at this point. 5-0 down. This is really where it starts to get going for Fnatic on Inferno. They did show the capability of coming back and turning things around very quickly on Overpass. You have to remember that first half was going against them rapidly, and they were able to flip it back and just switch the momentum up and make the half competitive. They've got to do that again here. They've got no AWP in sight. They're going to have to play full rifles. I'm sure they'll have no problem with that on the T side of Inferno. They've got to start seeing some impact from them as they take over the halls. We heard in that pre-game interview between Donna and Grim, where Grim was talking about how BlimF can always be a threat. It hasn't been a threat in this series so far, Jason. You have to get a kill on this map. Wasn't exactly the standout player from map 1 at Overpass either.
Yeah, we haven't seen that trademark BlimF performance of almost like a hard carry mode. Hasn't gotten it going yet.
And he's one of the players that has been exceptional, has been in the top 20 multiple times, but
would it be surprising if I told you this is just his 3rd major for how long he's been impactful? Yeah. A lot of time in that Astralis organization that failed to make majors time and time again during his tenure. You feel like he's a guy who's been around long enough to have been at way more majors than that, but only his 3rd.
You don't want to be going out like this. Holzerk dropping Jambo. We've got Fnatic just trying to beat down this B door, but look how many players are here for Passion UA. JT fragging out from behind the coffin. He goes back up again. This time a little bit too much as Fear knocks him off, but Grim still winning at the new box.
He sells them to move in deeper into the trap with that death though, so it's all good. Grim pounces, 1 more added in, but now we're closing the gap. Time is an issue, so is Nyx. And Passion is unrelenting, 6-0.
Pure domination right now, and those timeouts were effective on Overpass. That was a big key as to why they were able to get back into the game. Not effective yet for the side of Fnatic. This is complete domination right now for Passion UA.
Can you guys double HCB? Yeah.
See Kvem here asking for a double HE down banana in this next round. I'll tell you what, it was happening on Overpass. Holzerk's AWP is so on point with these first players sliding in. Fnatic's utility has to be much, much better. They need to be utilizing way more flashbangs to take him off those angles, because at the moment he's not missing. You need to disjoint him, get him out of his comfort zone, because he's found a great rhythm with this AWP over the course of the first 2 maps.
Fnatic definitely had the idea of playing fast in the first few gun rounds, and that didn't work, so slowing down a little bit now. They'll start to take banana after the initial wave of utility has already gone down.
Grim is the sole defender here at this B-bomb site. Kvem is just activated for a mid-peak to make sure no one's taking control of brackets, and with that information, JT's going to shift off. Kvem starts easing back as well. 1 more smoke for Grim. They're going to come through this smoke. He's got nade in hand. He's in trouble.
Yeah, Fear just comes right through. Grim caught off guard. It's now JT trying to step up, and instead it's only 1 kill from JT. So finally, Fnatic getting through to that B-bomb site.
And this time messing with your expectations. Grims thinks he's got the freedom to hold that smoke, find a timing to drop it, but Fear comes right through, leading the way, making the call as the IGL, and the team follows up. Finally, Finally, Fnatic is on the board. But we saw this on Overpass, the 7-1 start from Passion, Fnatic starting in a hole, a comeback mission, a recovery mission, and they do a great job of bringing it back, but that deficit that they start out in made it impossible for them to actually close out on Overpass. They've got to change that here on Inferno if they want to extend their life in the Major.
KVM catching 1 kill on the way out here. We have Nyx also, who could cause some problems for Fnatic. They can't really afford to lose too many players here. They want to keep all 3 remaining up, and they will be given that mercy, at least in bottom banana. So Fnatic finally off the goose egg. They get their first round win here on Inferno. It's got to be a streak now, though. That's the difficult part. We were talking about how in that second half of Overpass, neither team able to get any consistency in terms of there was one team winning 1 round and then trading back and forth the whole way.
Well, bad news for Fnatic is the start of this game for them was a disaster, so now they're playing it on Nightmare mode, because yeah, you do have to go on a little bit of a run here, but every single round you play against is going to be a full buy, a full investment from Passion, and now they're getting the confidence again to go back to this mid-aggression. KVM's got the first, almost able to grab Jakazmo with the second, but that's a good start.
We got Nyx all the way up into the apartments. We got Jakazmo and Jambo starting to make their way down the hallway. Nyx coming to address that issue. Sees the head and sees the chance. It's Jakazmo, take it away. Passion UA back with the advantage here with 1 minute and 19 seconds still left on that clock.
Yeah, Fnatic's been getting beat kind of playing the standard Counter-Strike, so you could see with that come through the smoke at the B bomb site in last round and now trying to find a really nice timing. They're trying to get some unexpected advantages in some of these fights, and Nyx just has the perfect timing on rotating back in and checking for hulls.
And Grim starting to move a little bit more aggressively now. He's got JT with him just out to that long side. Holzer takes the first peek. They were playing anti-flash looking into the wall, but then they peek out realizing there is no threat as they frag out once again. Passion UA bouncing right back after their first round loss, straight back to winning ways.
That's the 3rd time again that Passion has executed that same concept. You lose a man, quiet at the B bomb site, drop a smoke, shift everyone over and get aggressive on middle, and for the 3rd time, it has completely destroyed Fnatic. JT has such a good sense. He has just downloaded the pacing of this team and has such a good read of when Fnatic is going to readjust to try and take that mid control. He's put a stop to it each and every time.
Yeah, it's been incredible so far from Passion UA, and obviously for now, you know, panic stations for Fnatic. It's
oh yeah, alarm bells ringing.
It's like, okay, we have shown no ability to get into this T side whatsoever. We win our first round, we immediately lose the follow-up. Money's still a little bit rocky at points. Now this is getting very tough for Fnatic to see a world in which they're going to be able to rein this back in.
Yeah, I mean, if Passion win this round, this half just turns into a complete stomp. It'll take the money away, and I mean, at this point, it feels like there's never going to be any financial issues for Passion. Sitting so nice in terms of the scoreboard, in terms of their economy, in terms of their strategic play. They're winning in pretty much every aspect of the game. Round number 9, and Fnatic still looking for some kind of spark to bring them back into Inferno.
Nades go down into Banana. Holzer, okay, gets away with that as well. BlameF continues to have a rough game of Inferno here. 0 kills, 8 deaths for BlameF.
This is done. I think Fnatic is just, they're knocked out, walking on their feet. Now it's getting disorganized and scrappy as individuals are trying to make plays to bring it back.
You do start to think about BlameF as well. Going to be very frustrated about his own performance here as Jakazmo 1-8 also. There's just not enough fragging output from Fnatic. Passion UA. There is 1 team on the server right now in Inferno. Here comes the last-ditch effort for Fnatic. 3 players charging into B. JT at the ready. He's got Grim out towards the new box. He's going to be mollied and put under a little bit of pressure, but Grim's still able to maintain position as the fire doesn't spread to him. Grim holds down Mouse 1 and comes away with a double kill on Grim's Amphere. Jambo taken away by KVM. And Passion UA winning this game easily.
Yeah, this is looking rough. It doesn't feel like Fnatic have any solutions to the problems being presented. Just, I mean, Passion is just prepared for everything. At this B bomb site, great drop of the smoke. Nobody from Fnatic works up the courage to turn the corner fast enough so he can unleash a Molotov, he can chuck flashbangs into the sky, and he sets Grim up for a great spray control double.
Well, JT over the top of the window. It's Jakazmo and BlameF both gone. and Passion UA are just continuing to have fun as the Inferno server shredding through this Fnatic. It's Crims fighting on, doing what he can, but they are starting to taste defeat.
I mean, with these pushes being executed now, and the amount of times they've tried to pull it off, if you're Fnatic, you're just like, you can't even execute your plans. You're struggling with the first step on the map now. Way too much confidence has built up for Passion that now they just don't care. Now you have to make Passion respect you because there's none of it at the moment in the server for Fnatic.
Well, fast up through Banana. Fnatic just throwing themselves at the problem. Just, it's aggression, it's confidence from Passion UA fighting out through the hallways as well. Crims has gone down in second middle. Advantage picked up here for Passion UA.
Crims has gone down, Jacasmo's at 14 HP, Jambo's at 30 HP. You're Fnatic and you're Fear in this situation. You're looking around like, well, I guess we might as well just execute at the B bomb site. We're all here, it's all we've got. Yeah, good luck.
They've completely collapsed here, Fnatic. They're going to try and get into the B bomb site, but Grim's ready for them as well. Grim just farming for the back of the bomb site, and it's a healthy crop. Passion UA continuing to rack up rounds. It's now 10-1 on the board. And we're going into the last round of the half here. It is, I mean, this is just unbelievable. It's
yeah, I would have not have ever expected this kind of a dominant performance. This is probably one of the most dominant wins we've seen from this Passion core, no matter what jersey they wear.
Hey, and this team, we know sometimes they can lack a little bit of confidence, you know, and this is a game that can grab some of that confidence back, especially with the way they were playing in their opening best of ones.
Nyx hasn't died yet. He's 10-0.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I mean, Nyx hasn't died, and BlameF hasn't got a kill. 0-11 in this half. Grim is just shutting them down. There is nothing they can do against Grim. It is absolutely Grim for Fnatic right now as they are looking to be eliminated from the StarLadder Major in Budapest. Passion UA in full control.
Try to reset it. And don't look at the scoreboard, boys. Don't look at the scoreboard. We can make this comeback. We can make this comeback.
Welcome back to the StarLadder Major Budapest. It might not be a long time before we're saying bye to Fnatic. They are having a rough time out there on the server. Might be time to throw in the towel, Jason, because Passion UA have just knocked them off their feet.
I felt like they threw in the towel towards the end of that half, just descending into so many B hits. The last round, just a B rush through all the utility as well. I think Fnatic senses their defeat right around the corner. A pistol round would probably do it. most likely do it if Passion are able to win.
Well, they're going quick up towards top middle, keeping it simple here. Passion UA charging right through. Jacasmo and Crims, though, shutting down this pistol round. So a little bit of life in Fnatic yet.
Yeah, let's see what they can do with it. Passion just trying to deliver the uppercut blow right out of the gate. Nothing fancy about this one. Similar to their pistol round back on Overpass where they just rushed as well. But right into a stack. So Fnatic will live a little bit longer. Oh. All right, well, hold the phone. JT, he's got 100 health. Or excuse me, he's got 7 health. I'm completely off on that one. He's got really what feels like no chance. And Jambo will shut him down. So pistol round is there. Cheeky wry smile graces the face of Blame F. As at least they won't get completely demolished and wiped off the map. Gonna be a while before we consider any kind of a comeback to be effective. We'll have to see how these first gun rounds go. Without a bomb plant, no reason for Passion to buy, so a very low investment as they come into the next round, and they'll be content to wait for the AK-47s.
We'll just see what Passion UA can do in a round like this. Just try and drain some of that utility, pull them into some fights. But a third round for Fnatic looming. Passion UA get a buy coming up soon.
Okay. Well, there's a shot from JT through the edge of the wall. Crims has gone down.
Fair enough. Well, okay.
Let's not do it like this.
No, they won't.
Don't get knocked out like this.
Nuh-uh. I'm just waiting for Blame F to get a kill. Like, surely this is the round. This is where he usually thrives, right?
Oh, he's not at the B bomb site. He's going to peek middle. JT falls back. I mean, one more Deagle shot and this round cracks open. And fear with these jiggles might give the opportunity over.
35 seconds. Fear jiggling on the half wall. 30 seconds on the clock. And he gets overwhelmed.
He's got no delay utility. He just has a single flashbang. He doesn't have a Molotov or a smoke to drop in the choke point. Rotation is on its way, but if he misplays this, Fnatic's in trouble.
Oh, chance for Fear to win it on his own. Out towards New Box. Blame F has arrived. First kill off the game here for Blame F. Then taken down. Holzerk with the Glock responding. Jacasmo getting taken out as well. And a decent amount of damage dropping it to 2 players there.
Yeah, that's a big dent into the economy. The M4 thankfully is recovered, but nice kills with just pistols. And now the rifles come in, so the game gets exponentially more difficult for Fnatic. They need quite a run on this map to bring this closer, to make them feel like it's even possible.
And even a round like this gets uncomfortable at certain points. Here come the AK-47s for Passion UA. Is it going to be enough for a series point?
Standard conservative opening from both teams. Nobody trying to do anything too quick. No aggression from the CT side. Passion's offense is happy to be taking Apartment's control. Now they can start challenging towards brackets and showing that they want to have that portion of the map.
Good peek on the break of the smoke. It's Jambo to the first kill. Kavem dead, but JT continuing to frag as Nyx goes and just tries to fight out the site. It's JT with that 1 kill though, has opened up that B bomb site. Now comes the rotation. JT still fragging, bombs now arriving. This could get messy. This could be 12.
Yeah, but it's a great Molotov towards the back to protect the plant. The rest of Passion is going to arrive. 3 on 4, blinded, but they somehow all still survive.
Yeah, getting back into their post-plant positions. JT forced into the open. Jambo with an important kill, but he moves forward. Now Holzerk down into the darkness. Grim to protect him. And this crossfire could hang Fnatic out to dry. It's Blame F and Crims coming back in to try and win this. 2 of the more experienced players in this Fnatic squad. trying to get the job done in a retake, trying to force them out. Grim is smoked away at the moment. Holzerk burned out into the open, and it's all on Grim. That defuse stuck all the way. Grim's holding it. Grim not getting to the angle, and Grim's able to just hold it down. And Grim doesn't peek for it, doesn't go around that corner. Thought he came off it, and he is definitely mistaken.
I think that bomb was planted a little bit more to the left than Grim expected. You saw a little grimace on his face when that defuse comes through. A little bit surprised because he thought Crims wasn't actually sticking the bomb. A valiant attempt, but again, you've done great economic damage, and you have Fnatic at a point of intense weakness now. 4 players went down in this round, 3 went down in the previous round. If you can win this, that's kind of the knockout blow. You get up to 12 if you're Passion, and then all of a sudden Fnatic have no money to buy on the CT side. So you've set it up nicely. But you yourselves, I'm surprised actually Passion doesn't try and take advantage of that, perhaps with a lead playing more conservative to maximize full buys. But they're letting Fnatic off the hook here a little bit.
Letting them get into the game just slightly, playing a couple rounds here. They feel like they're actually on Inferno. And for BlameF actually getting a chance. Take a couple of kills here. It's a double on the M4. BlameF eventually going down towards that top mid-peak.
Nothing to get past this AWPer though. It's all going to come down to just Grim with a stellar shot. You might even need a miss out of Jambo, but you won't get that either.
Yeah, Jambo dropping and putting all on Nyx now. Knows the AWPer's there at least. And the miss shot will come through against him. He'll switch out to the AK to get the upgrade, but just so many other targets he's got to get by, and he just won't find that second chance on Jambo either.
I think it's time for TC to maybe take a timeout. I know they've got a big lead, but I think you want to do this early as a coach and get in there and tell the team,
right,
guys, focus in. That's a little lackadaisical round. At the moment, that round to me felt like Passion is just kind of going through the motions of running the tactics. Nobody's aware of the possibility walking up middle that there can be a peek from the window, from the balcony. Everyone's just kind of going through the motions, and it's time for Passion. TC needs to get them locked in, or else this comeback is very doable. Now just within 6 rounds.
JT makes his way up to the half wall. Jambo waiting for that peek around, and they've got some utility to deploy. And there goes the util out from Fear, just to clear that half wall. Grim can be forced out of the logs as well. Here goes Jambo, starting to limit their positions. He spots 2 inside of Banana. They're just going to keep the pressure up, trying to apply it towards the AWPer. Jambo retreats.
Smoke will fade around the 50-second mark. Fear's got another smoke as well. Then he passes over to Jambo. So they can stall this out a little bit longer. And all the meanwhile, Nyx is now having a little bit of attention, a little bit of fun over towards the other side of the map. He just wants to establish some presence. Make Fnatic worried about some potential of an A-hit and keep the 3rd defender here.
38 on the clock. Fear boosted up, ready to go as they cross over towards CT. He's been spotting. Will Kavan take a frag? So far, the answer to that is no, as Grim is taking some space towards the pool. There's 28 seconds left. Jambo finally getting a kill here. Grim's head spotted and dropped by Fear, who sends himself forward into the site. Chakasmo right back through that smoke. More success here. Jambo over the top. And there's just never a point where Passion UA feel comfortable inside of that bomb site, trying to figure out what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
And Fear thrives in the chaos.
Where'd everyone go? Where was no one inside the bomb site itself? I think Fear's even surprised when he comes through the smoke and sees that nobody's actually looking for him. Everyone got aggressive towards the fights instead of the objective. And those are the kind of rounds that are going to allow Fnatic to claw back into this game one by one.
I watched them.
Passion's got to be careful. They didn't have to burn timeouts in the first half due to the fact they were so dominant. So that's not only the scoreboard lead, but a lead in terms of the amount of resources that TC has to work with these timeouts. First one is called so they can start getting into a discussion. No matter how dominant that first half is, as this team chips away at the lead, 5 in a row for Fnatic to start the second half, it disappears quickly. And Passion trying to avoid that sensation of looking at the scoreboard and saying, how did it get so close? without us realizing it, because you still feel like you're in a dominant position because of the first half. But that's all an illusion.
Let's go, boys. Round by round, round by round.
That has to be the mentality that you use. Round by round for Fnatic. Starting to close this gap against Passion UA. BlameF getting aggressive. Jambo's taking the opener. He's starting to look good on this CT side. Fear also pushing down through Banana, and Fnatic playing with attitude in the second half.
That's the attitude you didn't want them to build up. You never wanted Fnatic to gain this kind of confidence and this kind of swagger to go for those kinds of plays.
And how many times have we seen throughout history this core of Passion UA, who were once complexity, collapse into big pressure games when they're close to winning, when they're close to getting through, and then just disappear, Jason? There's so many heartbreaking moments for them. KVM trying to clutch this up 1v4. Fnatic shouldn't give him any further chances at this point. Over a minute left.
At least he has the bomb to work with. What a special moment would it be for the rookie to be able to win this 1 versus 3. Not being shy about looking for a fight, making noise the whole way through, stepping through the smoke, not even looking towards the bomb site. Gonna go for the plan. He thinks it's just the one. Easy kill for Fear. And an easy 7th round for Fnatic.
Yeah, really starting to get into this now, Fnatic, in the second half. If you're Passion UA, when do those thoughts start creeping in? You're watching that lead
They're already creeping in now. Especially as you're starting to see Fnatic players individually be able to challenge and fight in a way they couldn't in the first half.
Right.
You can see it in the scoreboard, you can feel it inside the server, that Fnatic is still battling back into this. You haven't killed them the way you thought you did in the first half.
Deagles and Tech9s, that's what Passion UA have to play with in round 19. Getting up into Banana. Fear waiting with Jacasmo. This combo could break the Passion UA attack forward. The Tech9s trying to overwhelm. It's KVM with the Deagle. Jacasmo's gone down, and Fear was already behind that smoke at B. He's no longer alone. He's got Jambo coming to join him.
It's a great 1-for-1 to have, though. Gonna force the defense to make a decision on if they want to stack somewhere up. This would be another one to find, but Nyx doesn't want to peek out towards the BlameF position, who's maintaining this aggressive stance at the end of halls. And Passion backs away. They've got 3 smokes to work with. They can still throw a pretty tricky execution at this bomb site.
Here goes BlameF wrapping through the apartments.
The longer this takes, he's going to have a jump on them.
Yeah,
he might actually end this.
He's just going. He's going straight away. Yep, he's surely going to pick up 2 at least. No, just the 1 for BlameF. Great reaction from Grim. BlameF really ready to put his crosshair in that second spot, and now KVM all of a sudden's got a kill on Jambo. You get Crims to step up, and he's unable to secure the kill, and all of a sudden, Passion UA in with a great shot at grabbing map and series point now, with Fear coming in to try and close it out. Moves into the bomb site, but Halsik will deny. And all of a sudden, Passion UA have a round they did not expect to win.
Great round from KVM, the major rookie, showing no fear whatsoever in the situation. Comes up, wrap side, steps in towards Library, takes out the first rotation, the first support player coming in, leaves Crims all on his own. And the double major champion couldn't get it done from Graveyard. And that's a huge release valve opened up by Passion. Now you have 12. Now you've got 5 chances to close this out, and you've got the safety net of overtime behind you.
Can they take it here and now? Fnatic still with a good buy, still with a good chance. Jacasmo charging his way down Banana, but Halsik has gone berserk inside of Banana. A great double opener, and that should be enough. Passion UA now with a 5v3 to close out Fnatic here in Budapest.
And it's JT now with all his experience at the majors. He's got to make sure his team slows it down, still going through the details, still chucking out flashbangs. And KVM He's going to fall in middle. That's the bomb
That's
as
the bomb,
well.
yeah.
Okay, a little bit of a mistake from the rookie, but very, very recoverable.
Yeah, they go back and get it. Nyx is still over here in second middle, and Crims, he got away. Jambo's peeking down middle. They're using utility, and eventually it's JT to take the kill. And it is Crims left with the 1v4 ahead of him. The bomb sprinting over towards B.
Look at Halzerk's position as well. What a ratty little move this is. Crims will never check this. And Halzerk's going to have all the time in the world for the backstab.
He knows Crims is inside a banana. Halzerk will creep up in behind him. There's the kill. Surely there's the kill. Halzerk whiffs it.
Oh.
So Crims is able to get away for a little bit longer here. And now they just pause. Don't give him a chance. Run that clock down, and eventually one of these remaining Passion UA players are going to take Crims out of the server here. Another kill, but it's Grim to close it out. Fnatic thought they had found a way to decipher their problems, but in Budapest they fall in stage 2.
Impressive, impressive second map for Passion. An impressive way to show up today after a rough opening couple of days of this stage. Passion, they looked out of it. They looked like their players weren't going to show